everybody!
Let's play a game. Then give us a call sign. Then give us a call sign.
Oh man, I got a based in the chat. See, kids?
Then give us a call sign. Then give us a call
Your old buddy Josh is still cooling with it. He gets a based.
Then give us a call sign. Then give us a call
Hey, what's
sign.
up, man? Thanks for the support.
Beat it. Let's play a game. It's your
Oh, buddies. Okay, well, I'm gonna kick. So here's what I'm thinking we do, right? Because this is a collaborative. If you got an emergency communications hack, gear hack, process hack, something you like to write down, maybe the way you write something down, then I want to hear about it. But I'm gonna give you my hack, and I think this is one of the coolest things you can do. Okay, I'm a nerd, right? Got my phone here, right? Check this out. Ready? So that box, that ADS Simplex repeater, right? So I'm going to take my phone. Ready? Get it in the shot here. Boom. There's the manual for that. Oh, come on now. That's the manual for the device. So I have the PDF saved on my phone, and that little black circle that's next to the yellow tag, you might not be able to see it, but it's a black circle. That's an NFC tag. And I went in for a lot of my devices, particularly ones that I keep forgetting how they work. I stick the NFC tag either behind the battery, like on the radio, and then I just tap it to my phone and it pulls up the PDF for that device. And particularly that Simplex repeater, it does so much stuff. It's crazy. So for instance, right now, I've got that keyed up. These radios are matched, right? So I'm going to, can you see it? Let's see if we can. So pay attention. Let's see if we. It's constantly receiving right now. Why is it? That's weird. What you doing here now? Hold, please. I just grabbed the Baofeng Mini. No. It was working just fine before the show. What happened? Okay, let's just try and see what it does. So I'm going to hit 1. Ah! I wanted to show this off. All this, exactly. This is practice. This is why you practice, right? Okay, hold on. Here we go. Oh. Is somebody local to me? Okay, maybe hold on. Are you jamming my Simplex repeater? I got the solution for that. I'll just not show you the frequency. Hold on. Okay, this thing is actually being a little fussy. Hold on now. Wow, what is this squelch? This is crazy. That's crazy. Okay. No, it's just something. Okay, Jesus. Gotta love that. Trying to do a little demo here. Oh, the light's still on. Okay, I'll have to come back to it. We'll deal with that after. Let's turn it off right now. But anyway, what I was going to show you is that with that device, it does a myriad of things. It'll broadcast. It's a simplex repeater, which simplex repeaters are not great. But one of the things it does is really cool is it as like an answering machine. It's like a voicemail service. So someone can be on the same frequency as the box, and they can DTMF. So if you hold down like a button, you're sending a tone over the air. And so this radio transmits into that radio. It hears it, and it opens up the voicemail box. And then you can leave a message for the owner of that device. Asymmetric communication in an emergency is really, really nice. So very, very cool. Anyway, that's not why you came out here, though, to see me messing around with this junk. Welcome to the Ham Radio Crash Course After Chat. Our goal is here to answer your questions. And so if it is MCOM related, that's fine. That was just the topic of the show today. But it could be about anything amateur radio related. There it is. You can see my little signal there picking up. So the radio is working at least. But all right. I'm going to join the Discord. We're all going to hang out. You're going to ask questions. We're going to answer them. And if you don't have questions, that's fine. We'll just fiddle fart around with this thing until we get it working, or play around with some other geeky emergency communication thing. Maybe I'll break out my my TX500 man pack, and we'll get that HF packet radio. Kids, are we ready for that? I don't know. I'm pretty excited about that. But all right, let's hop into the Discord and say hello to the friends. Our radio friends, where are they?
By now, they would have giant flamethrowers on the front of the engine, and that is how Josh starts the Discord.
Yes,
Hi,
it is.
Josh.
Giant flamethrowers on the front of the engine. Is this Fahrenheit 451 that you're recounting right now? What are we talking about exactly?
What Mark from Boondock asked me, how do we get through the snow on the train? And we just go right through, and I explained a couple of the other things, and we came into flamethrowers, and there you are.
How do we burn all the books, Paul?
How he gets through is with the flamethrower on the front of the engine. Duh, everybody knows that. You missed it, Josh.
Yeah, I'm such an idiot, of course. Like, why would you not put flamethrowers on the front of the engine? I just thought you had a big snow scoop, and I watched Snowpiercer. I know how this works.
Snowpiercer is a nice dream for us on the railroad.
Is that sci-fi for rail fanning? Is that like the most sci-fi rail fanning future? Is it the future that you want, to live on a train that is perpetually moving with an unlimited power supply, Frank?
Not a future for me, but that could be future technology where, you want to go tour the world, you get on in San Francisco, LA, Chicago, New York, and 5 hours later, you're halfway around the world. Absolutely.
I think we had that. It was called the Concorde, but they have ceased to operate.
On rails, not in the air.
Oh, I see. Do you like planes? I've never asked you that. This isn't turning into. We could save this for your YouTube segment. But are you do you like to fly?
I don't like to fly for multiple reasons.
How
but
could I guess?
I'm also not allowed to fly, but that's a personal thing. So.
You know what? We're going to save that for getting to know Frank later in the show. Not allowed to fly, and it's a personal reason. So hang on to your butts on that one.
We saved that for Fridays with Frank, which we'll talk about later in the show.
Okay, very good. All right, well, I am on the Discord. This is literally all of our friends. You'll see their names pop above my head. But if you're joining us on the live stream, it's really quite simple. I'm going to drag this over here, and I can show you what I'm working with. But if you join the Discord, all right, it's going to look like this. It's all crazy. You scroll down a little bit. These are all chat rooms. Patreon. Well, you're not going to see Patreon unless you're a patron. Server games, off topic, a lot of ham radio stuff, dits and daws. But if you scroll down, there's live stream. That's the text chat you see on the right. And then below that is live stream after chat. That's the voice chat. Click on that. Make sure you set your mic and speaker and bind a PTT button. And we take your questions and we answer them. It's kind of like a repeater, but it's on the internet, so we can cram more people in here. Almost an infinite amount of people. Not really, but pretty close to it. So, all right. Is there anybody in here that's a first-timer? We like to start out with the first-timers, help them out first. First-timers first. If you're here for the first time and like to say hi or ask a question, come now. Break the ice for everybody. Get 100 internets. Okay. Well, we'll come back around. Is there anybody who has a MCOM hack they want to share? Or a geeky MCOM thing?
Yeah, don't drop your 7300 off a picnic bench. I see Shane in the chat.
Ah, I see. Yes, let's throw it to our buddy Shane on that one.
No, he's on Facebook chat. He's not in voice chat, but I had to.
Take that, Shane. How you doing, buddy? By the way, congratulations. Officially on the live stream. Congratulations. There's nobody with MCOM hacks. We don't have the geekiest guys in here.
I've got one for you.
Go for it.
You can make a J-pole out of a piece of number 14 wire, and it fits perfectly inside of a piece of PVC pipe.
Ooh.
That you can then throw up on a building or in a tree or wherever you need to, dangle wire from it, and you can get some contacts.
There you go.
Didn't say it was exciting.
No, I like it. Have you done that before? Is that your preferred way to J-pole, or do you have a...
Yeah, we actually just installed one at City Hall for an emergency fire frequency. Painted the thing brown, blends right into with the building, looks great. And then we've got another one in case that one fails or the radio fails or whatever. We've got another one that we can tie a rope on and, fling it into a tree. Hits the repeater just fine.
Excellent. All right, I fixed it. I fixed it, chat. So now I can show you the answering machine in action here. So, all right, I've got my radio. I was an idiot. It was a different channel. We were picking up weird noise, but all right, 146.750. So we should, yeah. See how the other one's going green there, and my little mayhem is spouting off. So I think if I hit DTMF 1. Oh, the box is gonna be on. Helps if that's on. Okay, let's give it a second. This is Josh KI6NAZ for a message to store.
This is Josh KI6NAZ for a message to store.
Okay, so we just stored a message, and I think, see, this is why I use the little NFC tag to remember all these codes, but I think if you do star 72? No, you know what? I'm just gonna look it up. I'm just gonna look it up so I don't screw it up. But yes. Okay. So voicemail. Okay. So I think you then do. And and then you can say play previous message. Oh, it didn't like that. No, I have to do a code. Okay, got it. See, this is why you have to get the manual sometime. Okay, and then we send a code. And let's see if we get the messages.
Now let's see if we get the messages.
No, it didn't like that. Okay, there we go. Then come on. Oh, does it have to be all in one shot? It might not. It might have to be in one shot. Okay, then let's try this. No, see, this is the futzy thing that you do. Command line if the unit is unlocked by entering. Okay. No.
I will say this: Scott at Argent has always had the most wild commands.
It's
for
so
his
crazy.
devices. But it's fun.
Yeah, we're phone freaking kids over the air. Okay, let's try this now. No, it's still in cross. It went back into cross our simplex repeat mode.
Hey, Josh,
Yeah.
long-time listener, first-time caller.
What's up, buddy?
I have an MCOM thing if you want.
Yeah, buddy, go ahead.
Yeah, K7BIN here. As it would happen, K6UDA happened to move right up into Idaho where we are, and we have a little hacker space that we put together and have collaborated with the 801 Labs group in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Oh, cool.
And we have a Meshtastic network that you can find more information about on freak51.net for the Meshtastic frequency 51 slot. And it goes all the way from Salt Lake City through Twin Falls, Idaho, and all the way up to Boise, Idaho, all completely independent infrastructure, which I think is pretty cool.
So I'm trying to pull up freak51.net, and it's phone freaking, so it's PHREAK, right?
Well, in this case, it's frequency, like frequency slot,
Okay.
normal people, I guess, yeah. FREQ51.net.
Got it. So that was funny. I was trying to use the it just says .net. Okay, so freak as in FREQ?
QSL.
No, I don't think that's right. FREQ51.net. There, no, it doesn't like it. I think your website might have been.
It might be your DNS, Josh, because I got there with that.
You did?
FREQ51.net.
Yeah, I can't get to it.
All right, try to link.
Oh,
I
there it
just
is. I got it now.
posted. Oh,
Got it
okay.
now. Oh, cool. Now, I got to tell you, I appreciate you're probably trying to get rid of Bob now. He's probably wearing a little thin, but we won't take him back to California. He can't come back. I know he pretends like he doesn't want to come back. He says that all the time, but they won't let him back in. I asked. So I'm sorry. You're going to have to tell him he can't come back.
That's awesome.
Bob's good people. I like Bob a lot. Okay, cool. So, tell me, so you're all the way down into, what was it, Colorado?
It links between Salt Lake City, Utah,
That's right.
Twin Falls, Idaho, and Boise, Idaho.
Nice. Very cool. What have you found? Well, I take that back. What is your current Meshtastic setup? What are you running personally?
So I presented at the local ham club meetup, and some other folks have really gone wild with it, and they're making connections with cell phone tower operators. They're climbing up on peaks. They're doing all kinds of stuff, and I'm just kind of in the background being like, way to go, guys. You're just taking this on. It's awesome. I just, have a few nodes, a T-Beam Supreme. I just got the new Heltec V4. and a bunch of rack boards and things like that. But I haven't been out and up on the mountain peaks, and I'm thinking, gosh, maybe I should probably solder this stuff at the same time and activate that thing.
Are you a HF operator as well?
Yes, sir. Have a funny story about a POTA activation where I was operating without privileges and decided, I better fix that up and not make that mistake again. So I am actually extra K7BIN.
Oh, good for you.
Operating without privileges.
Congrats. I think you got a background. Somebody's got a background. Mute the YouTube side if you're on YouTube. Well, that's awesome. Have you guys had to deal with any emergencies that you've routed through the Meshtastic?
Not yet. It's pretty fresh, only in the last few months. So thankfully, we do have a pretty good relationship with the local Aries Races group here, and got them in on a local ham club meetup, and we're ready, but thankfully haven't had to use it yet.
Okay, very cool. I'm all right. I'm gonna do this one more time. We're gonna try and see how it works. Okay, so that's on. The voicemail should be on. And then I'm just gonna say, I might have deleted all the messages. I think that's what I did. KI6NAZ, hello chat. Or not.
I feel like I'm watching a Nugget stream.
I know, I feel like that right now. Use your password, press 1. You don't respond to OKB once you use to transmit the message. Okay. Okay. This is KI6NAZ. Hello, chat.
This is KI6NAZ. Hello, chat.
Okay, so we've logged a voicemail. I think that's what I did, is I arbitrarily blew them all up. So you enter voicemail retrieve mode when using command line 2 if the unit is unlocked by entering star followed by... Oh. That's why. Okay. So it's locked, so you got to go star... Okay. So then... so now we're in voicemail mode. Okay. Let's see. Come on. We just took a message. Play the message. Okay.
So, as usual, I'm out and about, so I'm not seeing the YouTube, and this is rather amusing audio information.
Josh going about it like Captain Crunch here.
Yeah, seriously. Okay. Ah! You know what's so funny is I literally got this working beforehand. By the way, this is the same device that we used for the Hamvention challenge. Now for a couple of years, where people had to send the DTMF tones into it to get it to play back my secret coded message. Not secret coded, but the message that they needed to know. You don't respond by playing the message negative beep. To enter voicemail retrieve mode, use command if the unit is unlocked or pressing star followed by the 3-digit voicemail access code. Okay, so we'll just go nuts and see if this works. And then not doing it. Ah! It is the ADS Simplex repeater. If you Google that, you'll find out more about it. What it basically is it's a Simplex repeater, but it'll also do broadcast messages, DTMF response messages, and it has a voicemail system on board, which is what I was playing around with before the show because I was like, oh, this is so cool. I want to show you guys. And then, of course, it's like, nope.
So of course, Mike G0RFD, in typical Nuggets fashion, says, "Have you pressed star?"
Yes, I did press star. That was
Have you tried a factory reset?
not yet.
Okay, it's coming soon.
We're coming soon though.
Tierney was in voice chat. I don't know if she still is or not, but she said you have to press 0 a lot and then ask for a representative.
That's where we're at right now.
It's just like taking your car to the mechanic, Josh. You know, it won't do the thing when you actually want it to do the thing.
That's seriously what's happening. Okay, well, I guess you can take my word for it right now until I get the mustard to try it again. We'll continue later on the show and see. So that's my techie nerd thing. Really dependable item for MCOM, I would say. But SSTV over the VGC is probably my favorite. Computer says no is exactly the right thing that it's saying. No, we're almost at the turn it off and on again and see what that does, but yeah. Oh, is it too loud on the headphones? Sorry about that, Cody. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, is there anybody else who's in the time of all these shenanigans? I don't even know how many people are watching right now, but in all that shenanigans, is there anybody who's joined us on the Discord, first timers are out there, that would like to hop in and say hi or ask a question? Come now. We will take your call right now. Okay. Then we'll go back to hacks. You have any other MCOM hacks you want to cover?
I've got another one or two.
Go for it.
So if you are going to buy a bushel of bow things, 30, whatever, go straight to China. On Amazon, they might be $16, $20 a piece. China, they're going to be $6 or $7 a piece, if that. And that's the whole kit, the radio, battery, charger, the whole shebang.
Oh, that is a good idea. So where do you go for that? Are you going through what website are you going through?
So you could probably just go through Alibaba or AliExpress. But the best thing you can do is try to track down the factories themselves rather than the distributors. But that takes time and know-how. So I would just say you're still going to get a deal going through AliExpress.
Okay. I've never done that because I've never had to buy Baofengs in bulk. But interesting idea.
Yeah, it's super easy. There's a little bit of risk. So if you are going to, let's say you want to buy 300 of them, maybe buy 10 first, make sure you're getting what you think you're getting and they're the quality you want.
Okay.
And then purchase the rest, get first articles.
Yeah.
And then tip number 2, if you think you're going to have to give these to people who have never used a radio before, right? If these are going to be part of a stash, for whatever reason, lock the keypads, program in the primary frequency. Don't put in a code plug that has, 100 different channels on it. They're going to get overwhelmed and freak out. Everybody's on one channel or 2 channels. Even 2 channels is a lot for somebody who hasn't used a radio before, especially if they're older.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah, particularly if they got like a keypad and they got a dial and they got up and down arrows, just like this one right here, then it's like, yeah, that's going to be too many buttons to have to click on, right?
Absolutely.
I'm still looking at the instructions here. By the way, if you want these little sticky NFC tags that is on the device, I have a link in the video description on that. They're like $8 for like 30 of them, And you can even like your phone will home automate, like if you've got those lights that auto dim and all that stuff. You can tap it and you can automate the whole thing. It's pretty cool. I've been having fun playing around with it.
So I don't know if this is a ecom hack per se, but more of just a general radio hack.
Mhm.
But I took the time and energy and money to convert everything I have over to BNC so that I never have to go searching for a connector anytime I need to connect whatever it is. I know it's going to be BNC because everything has been converted to BNC. So that's just my kind of like little hack in general when it comes to radio. You know, you don't have to go searching for a connector that way.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, that's definitely something I've made videos on, and the importance of just put BNC adapter on your radio. Like that VGC always has an adapter on it. That Baofeng's got one on it. This Baofeng doesn't, but I've got other spare antennas. That's usually why. But totally good idea. So Sean has a super chat, reticulum network stack. I don't know what that means. Is that regarding MCOM, Sean? What are you talking about there? Does somebody know what he's talking about? Anybody? Reticulum network stack? What? Why would that be a super chat? I don't know.
We don't have Dawn here tonight to answer stuff for
We
us.
don't have Dawn. We don't have our resident super computer nerd available. Yeah, what's going on with Dawn? I hope he's okay. And I don't do enough of that, so I don't know. Sounds like a weird. No, what's the Glass 9. I have a silly MCOM hack that uses magic arms. Are you on voice? You want to share it? Reticulum is like Meshtastic. Oh, okay.
But there's way more integration on the reticulum. You can have like DMR messaging and stuff.
Oh, really? What do you need to run Reticulum?
I don't know. I gave up when I looked at the documentation.
So it's that kind of deep dive. It's super nerd deep dive.
I'm only smart enough to run Meshtastic.
I see. Yes.
Hello, Glass is Tierney. I'm back on voice. I have my silly hack.
Hi, Tierney. Go ahead with your silly hack. I love it.
Okay, so in my experience, it could be user error. The JFong, the Edfong J-pole that's in the PVC pipe has worked a lot better for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's this stuff in photography, this tool called Magic Arms, and they're also called super clamps, depending on, I don't know what country you live in, I guess. But if you get the double-sided super clamp that have clamps on both sides, basically wherever I was, and in this case it was a ladder, I attached the Edfong J-pole in the PVC pipe to whatever pole that happened to be around, and it doesn't need ground planes, so that worked to get it high with just this little, $20 Amazon thing.
That's a really cool idea. And so you can almost hook it to anything so far as it like gets in the jaws, right?
Yeah, it works really well. I tried it on my van ladder, and I was worried about interference with all the van metal, but that was fine. What else? I also attached it to a photography tripod, and then also I also put a 20-meter whip on the tripod at the same time, and then they both worked decently well. Not at the same time, but it was like a multi-antenna array just tricking out my photography tripod.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess it's one of those things like if you need to get an antenna up, yes, it would be ideal if it wasn't next to something metallic, but at the same time it's like we got to get this thing up. Like we're going to just get it up. We got to do what we got to do. So no, I think that's cool. So Sean, the Edfong J-pole that is PVC, not copper pipe. So Edfong is it uses ladder line. Is the way they make the Edfong. Maybe yeah.
So this is more of like a full community kind of involvement, but my local repeater group, we actually have a wide area mesh network of what is it? I can't think. I'm totally drawing a blank, but the commercial equipment that's modified for ham radio use, the Wi-Fi equipment, we actually have a huge mesh network of that, like on all of our local towers and everything, and they're all independently powered and everything. So it's kind of the whole idea is that if there is a grid down situation, we can still operate these things and utilize them to their full potential. But again, that's kind of more of a community involvement sort of thing.
How has the community
Ardent is
used
what
it?
you're talking about.
Yes, Ardent. That's what I was referring to. Thank you.
Yeah, and so far, how is the community, like, are they actually using it? Because that's the biggest thing is, like, the enrollment of individual stations and all that.
Yeah, we have actually a massive mesh network. So it's Salem, Oregon, and it's our local repeater group that has it. So I can't. One of the guys on the network is way smarter than me. He handles all that stuff, but he actually maintains the network. And so it's perfectly open in the area.
All right, we have reset the Simplex repeater because I think that
I have a question for you, Josh.
Hold on 1 second. We're going to see if this actually records the message, and then we're going to try again, and then I'm giving it up maybe forever. We'll see.
Put it in a box. Put a towel over the box. Put it in the corner.
KI6NAZ. Hello, chat. How's it going?
You'll never see it again.
Hello, chat. How's it going?
Okay, so I think that was the actual recording done there. So if I do *000, which is the default password on this thing. That enters voicemail mode, hopefully. See, it didn't do it. It didn't do it. And then if you hit 3, it should play the most recent message. Nope. Ah! I swear this worked earlier. What am I doing wrong?
You're doing it live. That's the problem.
Seriously, that's what it always is. Do you know how many times that's happened? It's like the cruelest joke. Make technology work when you're like people watching. And then 3? Maybe? Maybe? No. I'm gonna eat you.
Josh, you of all people should know that when you're trying to do something before a live audience, it will never do what you want it to do.
I have, you know what it is like I have infinite confidence as if I do it beforehand, it will work again. But then I forget, it's like, even I've been doing this for so long, I'm fairly comfortable like this and screwing around with all the back end stuff, but there's just a different mindset. Like you get more into like the I'm streaming now mode than like Josh, no cameras on, let's futz around with crap mode. It is what it is. But I swear what it does when you do it right is it's a voicemail box. And so you can pick up all your voicemails. And so you can set a tone, like a privacy tone for just your voicemail box. And then you can pick up all your messages. How likely is anybody going to use that? I don't know. But, it also is a simplex repeater, which that does work. That does work pretty well. So you put that on a mountaintop and, it'll talk to the other side if you got a radio that's pointed over in that way. But that's kind of the idea behind it. Good Lord. What an absolute mess that was.
What you should do is plug it into your HF radio and run it on 7200.
You know what? That's a really good idea. So I think if I just KI6NAZ test, I think it'll just replay it. So look at the
KI6NAZ test.
Yes. So it's
14.313.
14. Yes, 14.313 is the big one out here. That one is. It used to be anyway. I swear. Okay, I'm going on tilt here, guys. I'm going on tilt.
I don't think it's saving your recorded message, Josh.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
It's playing back an empty voicemail. That's what it sounds like.
Come on. Is it just because it's on? Voicemail on. I should also show you how... Okay. So then... KI6NAZ, hello chat. I'll come back to you, James. Hold on. I think it was James. No, it's somebody else. Sorry.
KI6NAZ, hello chat.
We'll come back. I promise. I promise. I won't leave you. I love that you can see the DTMF on the screen on the right. Nah, I don't like that. I don't like that tone. I don't think that's not a happy tone.
I'm with Lars on this one. I don't think it's actually recording. What? Yeah.
Okay, who had the comment or question? Go ahead. Who was that earlier? Sorry.
I have an MCOM hack if you want to hear it.
Yeah, James, go ahead.
So everybody's made a tape measure Yagi for VHF. And if you haven't, you need to go make one. Well, I made one with PVC and made it so that I could put the center section, or the driven elements, if you will, as a vertical dipole on the top of a 10-foot piece of 3/4-inch PVC. So when I'm at Marathon, Oklahoma City Memorial Marathon every year working, it'll do 50 watts on a tape measure Yagi driven element.
There you
and
go.
It's omnidirectional by use, if you will. So if you need to have it directional, you could make it directional.
Yeah. So what are you running? Like just 2 meters, or do you have one for 40, like a offset, or what do you do?
Oh, because it's a tape measure, I haven't made the offset stuff yet. Haven't really needed it. Last year, I switched up to a ham stop J pole. He called it stub J pole setup. But I mean, if you need something 2 meters, 10 foot in the air, and you have 25 foot of decent coax, it will warm things up. It does well.
Okay, very good. I like it. I like the hack. Was there somebody else in there? I thought there was another person. Maybe I was wrong. Is there somebody else that was waiting? Sorry about making you wait. Randall, that's it.
No
I
problem.
see you. Go for it, man.
Yeah, this is Randall V7 NHW. I just had a quick question. I'm trying to do CQ Santa this year. I tried to do it the last 2 years and I failed.
Okay.
And my kids were kind of too young anyways, but they're kind of getting older, so this would be a perfect opportunity.
Pressure is on, Randall.
Yeah, so it's I'm finding it hard to get into that net, and I'm originally I was only doing 5 watts, but now I have an amplifier. I'm doing 100 watts.
Okay.
And I'm building this off center fed dipole as we speak.
Okay.
And it's going to, I got the measurements here. What was it? It's a 4-to-1 balun, and it's back to back with a 1-to-1 balun. One element's 83 feet long and the other element's 46 feet long. What would be the best way to set it up for the best, signal out to reach? I guess it's Central America that I'm trying to get to.
Where are you located?
Just Vancouver, pretty much, just outside of Vancouver.
So
in Canada.
East-west, as high as you can get it.
East-west, and then would I set it up like a dipole, or would I lose anything if I set it up like a L shape?
Oh yeah, okay. An antenna will antenna, but it's arguably a dipole should be erected in a horizontal configuration with the legs parallel to Earth as high as you can get it. Like 1/3 to 1/4 wavelength. 1/3 wavelength is probably going to be better for you above ground, right? That's kind of what you're looking for. Again, as high as you can get it. What frequencies they operate on? I've never participated in this net, so you're learning me up a little bit about Santa here.
It's 3.9.
So your off-center FET will do 80 meters? Randall? Did we lose Randall? Randall, come back.
Can you not hear me?
I can hear you now.
Oh, weird. I thought I was talking.
I didn't hear any of the last bit, so yeah, come back with whatever you said.
Yeah, it's a cool net. It's on 80 meters. I wish it was on 40 meters, but yeah, it's on 80 meters. I can't remember the frequency. They have a website. It's called cqsanta.com, and they do it every year. They pretty much do it every single day of December, and then they pretend to be Santa, and they pretend that you're talking to the North Pole, pretty much.
You mean it's not really Santa?
That's
yeah. Well,
dude, that is.
So where are the net controllers located?
I think it's in the Utah area. It's around that area.
Oh, when you said central,
that's quite a hole.
Okay, I'm sorry. When you said Central America, I thought
Central U.S. I meant
Central U.S. I'm like, what? Like I got totally thrown off by the Central America thing. CQ Santa comes on Ham Nation. We talk with them like every year. I thought you were talking about a completely different group. This is south of the border, CQ Santa. Okay, so Utah from Vancouver, how far is that?
That's quite far for 80 meters.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah, for 80 meters.
That's quite a hole. You need really, really good conditions.
They have net ops relays all over the country.
Do they relay? Okay.
Yep.
Now, okay, big question. Have you tried to receive them at all? Can you copy them? Can you copy Santa? Randall, can't hear you. Hold down that button. I know, if you're on the phone, it's futzy.
Yeah, some reason I have to hit my spacebar like 3 or 4 times before it goes green. That's weird.
Spacebar is not a good PTT button. You might want to move that to like control or something else. Just a recommendation.
I am able to receive them. I'm using a Hermes Light 2, which the receive on it is amazing, and the noise cancellation. I'm running pure signal, and then I'm bringing it to an amplifier to get about 100 watts out.
How far is Vancouver from? Okay, hold on. We gotta.
Utah is actually California and Utah is usually very easy for me
to actually talk to people on 80.
Well, when I mean easy, I'm more referring to 40 and 20. 80 meter, yeah, that's definitely
40 meters is pretty well perfect for that distance, but like 80 meters is sort of closer in, unless you can get the antenna up way higher.
I have some like 200-foot trees around me. I have no problem going up a 200-foot tree, so height's no problem.
So that's vertical. So that's like 900. That's almost 1,000 miles. That is a jog on 80.
That is a good condition night.
Yeah,
on 80
that's
meters.
Difficult. Now, okay, let's go with the statement that there are plenty of relays, and so relay somewhere between you and Santa exists. You can hear Santa though via your station in Vancouver. So let's stick to just getting the best quality signal you can. So in Vancouver, in the land lot you have, can you run it horizontal, like as high up as you can? Can you actually do that? By the way, most people can't do that. That's a big spread for an 80-meter dipole.
Comment.
So I live in a townhouse, and I have a 33-foot end-fed random wire. That's my main antenna. So, but my parents' place, they have 5 acres, and I have I've built my setup to be completely portable, 100 watts portable.
Here we go.
I got 200-foot trees in a 5-acre area, so I can set up pretty much anything.
All right.
The only limiting factor, which I was thinking about with my off-center fed dipole, if I set up as a dipole and have it 150 feet, my coax is going to be super long at that point.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to figure out how to get around that.
So I'm less worried about that. Hold on. So, all right. So we got a direction, right? So we can add critiques upon that in a second, but let's lock in. So family's got some acres, right? So we can get that antenna up high on some trees. That's what we want to do, right? That's what we want to do. We want to aim for horizontally polarized. You're in Vancouver, so you're probably more not completely east-west, right? You're going to aim kind of southeasternly, if you will, with the pattern there. And because you're remotable, that's the big thing. You can remote in from your home. That's slick. That's what you got to do right there. That's a pro Santa move. I like it.
Yeah, and you need a 4-element phased array on 80 meters.
Tom!
Phased vertical array.
Stop it. Tom, they've got relays. They've got relays.
2,000 on his Canadian, 2,000 watts.
I'm trying to avoid the Yagi.
So hold on, Josh.
Yeah, an 80.
A point of clarification, Randall. Are you Vancouver, Washington, or Vancouver, BC?
Outside of Vancouver, BC,
Okay.
Just north of Linden, just north of the border, pretty much.
I just wanted to make sure because there's about 400-mile difference between the two.
Yeah, for sure.
Comment.
Okay, so hold on. Hold on, Randall. Does that make sense? What I just said? Are you like? Is that the way you're going?
Yeah, pretty much horizontal antenna facing south east.
Southeast.
But I'm wondering, is there a better antenna than using an off-center fed dipole? Like I'm okay with making a purpose-built antenna just for 80 meter to try and get this done.
So proper, okay, if you can put up a proper 80 meter monoband dipole at a quarter wavelength above ground in a horizontal position, that's a pretty good antenna. Or, now that we know you got some acres available to you, an actual sky loop, like a vertical horizontal loop antenna would be really sweet. The downside of that is because you're aiming for full remote. The whole automatic tuner to be able to get into that antenna appropriately might be a little futzy. A monoband dipole for this application would probably do it. Nothing against the off-center.
Can I channel my inner rock?
Are we waiting for doublet?
Yeah, an 80 meter doublet.
The problem is that now he needs a tuner that is perfectly synced with his remote radio, and he's not physically going to be there. And it's just one more mechanical thing to fail.
All right. Well,
you know what I mean?
The inverted V would work as well for the dipole.
Yeah, probably inverted V is probably the way.
I could make it work with the tuner because I do have one. I was hoping not to use a tuner, but my issue with doing just a monoband dipole, my if I get it super high, my coax is going to be super long. I do have
That's fine on HF.
I was hoping to use RG316.
Oh,
I know
Lord.
that's not.
Oh, you don't want to do that for 8. No, well,
yeah.
Okay, yeah, RG316 is great, but you don't want to do 150 feet of it.
Yeah, exactly.
RG8 would be fine for that, for what you're doing.
Yeah, RG8 would be awesome.
Yeah, I need to buy more RG8X. I do have a 50-foot roll of.
I wouldn't use X. I would use 8, the 400.400.
So
even RG58 is only like 2 dB loss.
So everybody understand what I'm saying when we're talking about the horizontal dipole at 1/4 wavelength above ground. I'm talking about the efficiency of the antenna. Yes, a inverted V will antenna, it will work, but if you're running a dipole and you get it appropriately high off the ground, it's going to be in this a more efficient space for radiating the energy, right? So if we've got this southeasternly approach, a horizontal dipole, regardless of bounce or propagation or anything like that, that's going to be the effective way if you're doing a dipole.
But you're on at that distance, 80 meters. I reckon it'd be about 2 hops. You probably more want a vertical component, lower angle to get it.
Oh, that's compelling.
These probably yeah.
That's compelling.
So, because I don't have a ton of RG8X right now, would it be better to do a inverted V setup then? Because then I got like 20 or 30 foot lengths of RG8X. I just don't have 50, 100 feet of RG8X.
Well, so Randall, the answer is do whatever you can to get on the air. Of course, right? That is the answer. So if that's what you have, then yes, absolutely do that. So
I can already get on there. I got multiple antennas. I got like 3 or 4 NFED half waves. I'm just trying to make a purpose-built 80-meter antenna to try and do this as most efficiently as possible.
An NFED might do it for you too. You're just going to have to orient it on that southeast angle. An NFED might be able to do it just fine with the coax you have. It's just about orientation and height. You know, that's going to be the thing. And so get it up as high as you can. But if you can't, like, okay. Paul, Randall, you want to say something, and then we'll go to Paul because I think he wanted to add something too.
Yeah, most of my NFEDs are all made for 40 meters, so they're about like 77 feet long. So that's why I was hoping to build an 80-meter antenna, which is like 130 feet or something. It's impressively long. To hopefully get a little better gain. But would you think an inverted V would be better than a horizontal just because I don't have a lot of coax laying around?
Well, so better is the wrong word. It is the option that is the one that you want to go down. It for various reasons. Like you have the coax right now, so try it. And if it doesn't work, then
I have the solution.
But yeah.
Well, sorry,
I have the solution.
Hold on,
I just figured out the solution.
Okay, Tom, what is the solution? And then we'll go back because I didn't hear Randall.
Right, so you got an NFED half wave. You got a 40-meter NFED half wave. All you need to do now is make an 80-meter trap and put a bit of extra wire, and you're done. An NFED inverted L. It is because the NFED inverted L is actually probably more appropriate than the off-center.
You think so? Why? Why do you think that?
It's because there's more of a vertical component in that antenna.
Depending on configuration, sure, maybe.
Yeah, well, if you're doing it properly.
I mean, now don't New True Scotsman the assembly and deployment of an NFED half wave. Okay, hold on, Randall. What did you say earlier? Because I didn't hear your answer there. Like you were saying, there's no better. Like there are like textbook answer better, but there's not like a better in this case necessarily for the options you're giving. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not trying to.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I was just kind of comparing. Like I do have coax, but it's not good coax at long distance. I have a ton of RG316, so I could do a horizontal monoband dipole, but it would be RG316. Or I could do an inverted dipole, and then I could use RG8X because I got short whips of RG8X.
So
it would have to be.
I want to dive in on the 316 comment here. So how far are we talking about running 316 hypothetically in your perfect use case? How much feet are we talking about?
If we're talking about as high as we can get it, it's going to be 50 feet at least, which is going to be a 1 to 1.5.
Yeah, no, incorrect.
Loss.
Yeah, 316 at 50 feet is not great. That's not great. You know what I mean? Like you're kind of like if you're saying there's a reason why 316 comes in like 20-foot segments. Like I have a hunk of 50 feet of 316. Yes, it will work. But you're talking about making a very long run, hypothetically, to Salt Lake City from Vancouver. 316 is kind of limiting you a little bit.
So I'm kind of leaning towards the inverted V then.
But then what are we talking about for coax length?
It'll be 10, 15 feet.
Oh, yeah, then try that.
RG8X.
Yeah, try it.
Of course. I'm just saying there's a reason why RG316 doesn't appear on the coax loss calculator.
Yeah. So, okay. So, Randall, try it. Absolutely try it. But I think the weak link, even with your the inverted V, is going to be the feed line in your case. I think that will be the weak link.
Okay. Well, I'll try inverted V then because I can do that with RG8X. Now, if you're like how opposed are you to RG316 for just normal sodas and stuff like that? Because that's what I usually use, and they're
20
usually
feet.
a 10. No, yeah, 10, 20 feet is
Yeah.
usually what I use for that.
Yeah, 20 feet max, and your QRP though. Well, no, I'm sorry, I take that back because you have an amplifier. That's, I mean, okay. I wouldn't go any more than 20 feet, and even then, it's kind of like, it's more of a convenience option. And remember, when you're doing POTA, you're making random contacts to random people, whoever can hear you. You're not specifically targeting a person, right, and trying to make a consistent contact. That's more difficult. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, it's always much harder to do a scheduled contact.
Comment.
Yeah, Paul, I didn't forget you. Go for it, man.
So I was just going to say, I would say you can really answer the coax questions just with the coax loss calculator. Like if the answer is that, you want to go do something with a center fed, so now you got to get the extra coax in there, you can just do the math on that and see what the loss numbers are going to be. I was going to point out that if you're going to, you need to set the thing up, you need to tune the thing. An end-fed half-wave has that nice property, the current distribution's in the middle, so you can be tuning the end at ground level and not have to do a whole lot of put it up, take it down, put it up, take it down, etc. So there is a pretty, significant convenience factor to doing the end-fed half-wave, just so that then you can, A, know what the radiation pattern will be a lot better, and B, be tuning the low end at the other side.
That's a good point. Oh, you're talking about for like an inverted V end fed config? Because then you're just modifying the ground side? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I love a good sloper. That's me personally for an end fed. Tom, go ahead.
He's already got an end-fed half-wave, so he just needs to cut another piece of wire.
That's true. And because then you could add little crimp on, you could add little banana connectors, and then you could just add an 80-meter length.
Well, this is why I suggest just wind the trap. Just wind an 80-meter trap. Just put it at the end of your 40-meter one. Just add a piece of wire, and you're done.
My end-fed half-waves are the ultralight antenna wire, so I'd probably just remove it and then just have a dedicated 80-meter whip that I could just replace it with.
So, Randall,
you do that? Yeah.
Let me ask you. So it runs for the entire month of December, and the question I have is, how far away is your parents' house if you have to go set this up?
Oh, it's 5 minutes down the road.
Oh, buddy, you can do anything then. This is your experimental space.
Yeah, no, exactly. So
like before, like you have all month to set up a really cool antenna, whatever you got like on hand. I would say fully cheap out what you got on hand, set that up to the best of your ability, and then try it December 1st and see how it goes. If it doesn't work, 5 miles down the road, try something else. That doesn't work, 5 miles down the road, try something else. You got a whole month to figure this out. This is a cool project because you got the time. This is a good one.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, I've been planning for a while.
Yeah.
Like I got an end-fed half-wave built, and I have a few other antennas I could try too. I bought a ham radio swap meet a year ago, a 4-to-1 balun that's back-to-back to a 1-to-1 balun that was made for, I guess, off-center fed dipole. Mm-hmm. And I was just kind of playing with the idea, would that be better than just using a end-fed half-wave?
Randall, the other thing, the group that does that, there's 3 or 4 of them, and they routinely are on 80 meters every night. So you might just check that frequency out, the 3916, and listen in and get an idea of what you're going to be facing, and maybe try to log in or
and just
join that.
Just remember that better is subjective here. Like the difference between an antenna sans gain. Like if you're talking about dipole-based antennas, you might experience difference, but I would argue that that's more in line with the orientation of the antenna than the makeup of the antenna itself. So most of the time, when you're talking about a run this long from Vancouver to Salt Lake, going from like an end fed to an off center or to a monoband dipole is not going to be like the deciding factor. It's going to be, as Tom said, good propagation. It's going to probably hold more of the answer than anything, and then getting as much of the power to the feed point as you can.
Yeah,
it's just a really good night.
Really good night. Yeah, really good night.
Yeah,
What,
maybe we'll
what
take
options do you have for antenna supports? Because it sounds like you're planning to put the off-center fed dipole just really close to the ground, and it's going to be really efficient down low like that. What antenna support options do you have?
trees, and I have a drone that I fly lines over them.
Okay, so with limited, particularly with limited coax, going along the lines of the inverted L, whether it's a end-fed half wave or end-fed random wire or just a quarter wave monopole with some ground wires, getting some of that wire higher in the air. If you could make a trapped or coil loaded end-fed half wave vertical and get the whole 100 to 130 feet of wire straight up in the air as a vertical, that's going to perform way better than an off-center fed dipole that's 20 feet off the ground on 80 meters.
An 80-meter station master.
One thing I was actually looking at this article earlier today, was a vertical off-fed center dipole, but they were using a 9-to-1 transformer in it. I do have a random wire antenna that I could convert into, because it's a 9-to-1 transformer into a random wire. So I wonder if I could make a vertical with that.
Yeah, a random wire and quote unquote end-fed random wire is essentially an off-center fed dipole with the short leg laying on the ground, and it's because it's coupled to the ground capacitively. The length of that wire doesn't necessarily have to be a specific length. So yeah, you can totally do that. And I think, if you really do want to build it as an off-center fed, if you can get that long leg, as much of it vertical as possible and get it up in the air, that inverted L, like Tom said, is going to give you much lower angle radiation than an 80-meter dipole or off-center fed dipole. They both radiate the same. That's less than say a quarter wave off the ground, and a quarter wave is a long way on 80 meters.
Yeah. So when you say inverted L, basically your shorter length would be coming back to the ground, correct? And your long element would be horizontal.
No, so you're gonna have a feed point at the ground or close to the ground, and then the radiator is going to go straight up as high as you can get it, and then whatever's left beyond what you can go with is going to angle off horizontally. And if you can get the whole thing vertical for this purpose, it's probably going to do even better. But if you can't, if you don't have enough height to get the whole thing vertical, go up as high as you can and then go horizontal for the rest of it.
I could probably go 150 feet, but the only issue with the vertical, it would be more of a slope, or I would be going vertically right down a tree pretty much.
Okay, I'm not sure I understand the what you're saying there, but close to vertical is going to be radiate very similarly to something that's completely vertical. So I'm not sure how sloped you're talking there.
Well, I'm throwing lines over a tree, so if I am doing a vertical, that vertical line is going to be pretty close to the tree.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not an issue.
Comment?
Oh, okay. I just thought I had to stay away from the tree as much as possible. So usually I set up my end-fed half waves as a sloper.
Trees are big, absorbing water insulator. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, so that's fine. Comment, go ahead.
Hey, Josh, this is Tim, K0SSD, out here in South Dakota. I use a inverted V with 2 traps for 80 meters. And I do the local Santa thing for all the kids in my area. They come to my shack and they get to talk to Santa. Mm-hmm. And when conditions are bad, there's always Echolink. They do it on Echolink too.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
It's not the same, but I put the little headset on them and let them push to talk, and they don't know the difference.
It's a good backup. Yeah, it's a good idea.
Yeah.
As a backup.
Yeah, I do the Santa out of Texas. For me, Texas, my 80 meter antenna is 40 feet off the ground in an inverted V, and I don't have any problem working Texas at all with it. But I'm running a bigger station.
Right on. Cool.
Yeah, I guess I'll just have to start experimenting. I'll have to try a few different things.
Well, I mean, that's the cool part about this is that like you have all the time right now to set it up, and then you have multiple iterations and evolutions you can make. But still, like straight up, Vancouver, that's a big jump. That really is a pretty big jump on 80 meters. And I
last year, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Like last year, I was able to. They kind of copied me on 10 watts, but it was too hard to have an actual conversation.
Yeah.
So I was hoping maybe 100 watts, but I guess propagation was probably good last year. But I guess it's going to be half luck, and I guess half luck trying to get this to work.
And Randall, I'll say this, worst comes to worst, you can always check in on their website and they will do a one-way communication with you and the kids. You don't have to talk back, but if you can at least hear them, but if you can hear them, but they can't hear you, you can do a one-way communication with Santa, and Santa will talk to the kids.
Yeah, I actually saw that. That's what I actually did last year, and they actually worked out okay because you can put all the notes in there, what your kids were going to ask Santa, and
exactly, lots of fun.
So that's cool how they offer that too.
Question for Josh.
Well, I appreciate Randall for doing a very niche, esoteric thing, and I love that everybody had so much good feedback for him. So. Randall, I would love it if you came back and told us like your progress and all this. So we've got an entire month for you to make this happen. Love to hear you as it's going along, and then as you have reports, we might be able to help you out further. But yeah, that's really cool. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for answering my questions. I actually just was thinking maybe I'll do some practice runs and with a few different setups, and I'll do 80 meter FT8 and then look at PSK reporter and see what it looks like. See if one antenna is another.
Yeah, just remember that you got to be you got to be almost in the positive numbers, right? When you're trying to do voice that distance.
Yeah, like positive 10, positive 20,
well,
I think for voice.
I mean, even then, that's going to be wishful thinking. I think you're probably looking for more for like 0. Probably. Again, a comparison. It's not a direct comparison, but a comparison to what WSJTX is telling you.
I'm going to echo what Jim said earlier. Those guys on 3916, they're out there almost every night. So, go see if you can make contact tonight, tomorrow night, Monday night, whatever, and, play with it each night until you get it just right, because those are generally the same guys that do the Santa Net for Santa every year. So
check in at 9:00 during the trivia. That's when those are the same guys who do trivia every night at 9:00. If you can talk to them, you can talk to Santa.
Oh, there's a pro tip right there. Yeah, if you can get into that net, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Nice.
Sorry, what was that net called?
You'll find them. It's the trivia net. I used to do live streams for them. They're on what is it, 316?
3916. They're there every night.
Every night at 9:00. There's a big group of people to get together. They do trivia. The guy who runs the trivia is the guy who plays Santa. And if you can talk to them, you can talk to Santa.
How dare you? Santa is magic.
Yeah,
Santa is, come on now.
No. He keeps them out all year long in the back. He just lets them out once a year.
Oh, he's the one that's...
He is Santa.
Okay. Got it. Yeah,
he is Santa, but Santa's using blood magic to control him.
Oh, Jesus.
This is all black magic.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Tim, you troublemaker, you.
Okay, somebody said they had
Yeah,
wait, Randall, are you good? You're gonna come back. Let us know how it goes.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to just experiment. Yeah, I got lots of things to try. So yeah, thanks.
All right.
Doesn't Simon lives up in that area? He's an antenna guru.
Is he in Vancouver?
Yeah.
Further
Well,
east.
He's in
no,
BC somewhere.
Victoria, which is across the water from Vancouver.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay. Same. Nobody let a body of water separate hams. Come on now. Who had a question for me or comment for me? Go ahead.
Yeah, it was me, Josh.
Oh,
How
it was
many
James.
Christmas lights will get you on 80 meters?
It's the length of wire needed, right? That's
So how many would Josh need on Christmas?
the problem isn't the amount of wire. The problem is where would Josh put the wire? I have a postage stamp property. That's
so you go vertical then, huh?
wherever I can, right? Wherever I can. So I think I'm gonna do
make it a Christmas light coil.
So honestly, I have to say that I think the best performer was that Delta Loop before I blew it up prematurely. I had a little premature explosion of my antenna last year. This year, I think I'm going to go with a curtain. I'm going to go with a 40-meter curtain antenna in the front property. Or the front property, like I've got the West Wing or something. The front yard is going to got a bunch of crap in it, and that's going to be antenna. And that's what we're going to be running on this year.
I just hate to know how many diode doublers are in those Christmas lights.
They're incandescent. They're all incandescent. I can't. You
can't. Oh, okay, that's fine then.
You can't use LED for what I do. You have to do incandescent. It won't work otherwise.
I forgot incandescents exist.
Well, I have to do some work to find them. But yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
So I was going to start with a string of 300. Would that be a good start?
Depends on how big of what are you trying to do with it? Let me just put it this way. It doesn't really matter what you think you're doing with it. What you end up doing is literally going to be based on your tuner's capability. You probably need a sufficient tuner that can handle power. That's really what it comes down to, more than anything.
All I've got is 100 watts, so I guess we'll just have to, and a MFJ tuner.
Like an auto tuner, or is it like a manual roller?
No, it's manual.
So the problem with manual tuners is as you start to lose lights, they need to adapt to it and adjust the matching. Otherwise, you're having to constantly monitor it and adjust, which can be difficult. If you're just doing it for funsies, then yeah, go nuts. But if you're trying to run a live stream, it gets a little hairy.
No, as you burn out your resistors.
No, you burn out the lights. The lights just burn out, and then they just flood you with SWR because you have no match anymore. Like you just can't.
Yeah,
match
the
it.
resistors.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I guess are they resistors or inductors? I don't know how to. I don't know how to characterize a Christmas light. I guess it would be a resistor because it's taking a. I don't know.
It's a wire wound resistor.
Let's go with that.
Which presents it at an inductance at certain frequencies.
Yeah. Okay. Sure. It's all kinds of fun. Let me just tell you, the best secret is go get yourself a big ass tuner that can handle power, and then put an amp behind it, and it's a lot of fun.
Wouldn't they technically be a short at that point? Because you're blowing them up, and then you have a gap.
Hypothetically, but it's not the wire that. Okay, so it depends on how they pop. I've found that if you pop them violently, then they do in fact like break. But a lot of times they kind of just die there, and you still have this hermetically sealed little vial, and you still get signal out. I don't know. Again, the tuner's doing tuner things, so they're figuring out it figures out a match. But the idea is we slowly increase the power until they start popping, and then when they pop, then it's usually it's usually game over pretty quickly after that because you can't maintain signal at that point. So 40 meters is pretty crazy right now, I gotta say. 40 meters has got some stuff going on.
Josh, are you doing all white this year, or are you gonna do multicolor?
I have now all white because all white bulbs perform the best. I've used the color ones. The blues and the reds seem to pop earlier than the whites. So we're just going all white because they don't pop as easy. I think I've got like, I don't know. I usually what happens is after every Christmas I go and buy a couple of boxes of them and I just store them away. And so I have to go every year. I have to go figure out where I hid them from the previous year. It's like a little Where's Waldo that I do every year that myself committed for myself to go figure out on where I put my my Christmas lights.
That was an elf on the rotor.
Oh, you know what? Maybe I'll do that because I got to go up anyway to like check out the antenna and fix my camera thing because the camera lens is all screwed up. I got to clean that thing off, so maybe I'll put an elf up there when I go up there.
Then we will finally know who the band police are that send you nastygrams about your FT8 messages being out of band.
Who said that about me, Paul? Who said that? Did somebody say that? Or
Josh
me,
is always in band.
or me talking while also transmitting FT8? That's never happened before.
Based on what Maple Leaf said in chat, does that make the Christmas tree antenna technically a linked dipole?
I don't know. I guess I should probably look into that. Light goes off. I go, yes, that is good, and I don't question it because I just know that it's going to take a lot of time if I want to actually go break it all down. But
I figure if the light blows, because since they're all in series, if the lights that blow closer to the feed point is making the antenna shorter, you have to go and short them out.
So oddly enough, it's not always the lights that's closest to the feed point that fails first. It depends
It's the
on
high voltage end, isn't it?
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. And you can literally. That's the coolest part about the light. The long wire. So the two antennas that I think were the most fun. I did a vertical 40-meter phased array of Christmas lights, and I consulted Callum for doing it, and that one was really cool because ultimately what happened was we lost one of the verticals. And yes, the depending on which band you're operating on, obviously 40-meter vertical was 40 meters, but like with an end fed, for instance, you will see the voltage, it increases up to where the voltage is highest, and those lights are the brightest. And those are the ones that pop first. It's not the ones closest to the feed point. So
get one of the working bulbs and measure an S21 curve on your VNA and see what they look like. Don't look at whether it's it's 1-to-1 SWR or whatever. Just it'll be whatever it is, 300 SWR. But just look at do an S21 plot and see where they're most inductive.
Yeah, that's
what
probably
was it you ran last year, Josh? Because that thing lasted a while.
No, the one last year blew early. I blew it early. I had the amp on. I thought I turned it off, and I blew it too fast. I think I blew it at like the 30-minute mark. The Delta loop worked really well, though. That was probably one of the best antennas, for sure.
Maybe it was the year before that I'm thinking of then, because I remember I was watching one of them, and it lasted like forever. We were literally getting to like an hour, and it was still hanging on.
The one before that, I think, was the 40-meter phased array. And yes, I had a phased array coax setup where one coax link was shorter than the other one. But also, it's like, how do you factor in a phasing harness for Christmas lights? Like, that's okay. Like, sure, okay. And you're feeding it with a tuner, so it's all bets are off. All bets are off. But it well, again, I'm in California, so it always looks like gain is to the east. But yeah, I don't know. I'm hitting to Antarctica on 40 meters right now. There's no way that there's an Antarctica station. Does anybody see? No, we're not.
So what I'm hearing, Josh, is that you are in possession or could be in possession of very important novel scientific research on the electrical properties of Christmas tree light bulbs, and it should be documented and published.
No, because I didn't record any of this data. This is just me fooling around with blowing up bulbs. I didn't do any scientific research at all.
Of course you recorded it. It's a live stream.
I guess somebody, I don't know what you can get off of the live stream, but once you, I guess, characterize a specific bulb, then you go back and look when I'm like, okay, now I'm going to 400 watts. Let's see how it goes. Boop, boop, boop. It's like, I don't know who needs to know that, but yeah, I guess you could do that. Yeah.
All I can say is, as a Jew, I rather enjoy watching Josh destroy Christmas-related stuff.
Yeah, my wife keeps trying to drive. She is the aesthetics antenna operator as a ham. She's like, what if we get one of those cute little deers, and you do like the whole Santa progression, like Santa, like the Santa and the sleigh and all the deers and blah blah blah, and you make the antenna out of that. And I have to remind her, it's like, do you know how much work I have to put in to make the single string of bulbs? Like I've talked about it on video before, but if it's not seasonally related, nobody cares because it doesn't matter. But those Christmas lights are segmented. That's why, like, if you pop a fuse or whatever, you don't lose, or if you pop a bulb, you don't lose all the lights. You only lose like a portion of it. I go and remove that. Like, I make them one single string of unbroken line, to the point that I am literally fusing ends and soldering them to get an unbroken line of Christmas lights. Like, I do that every year. It usually takes me a while to go through multiple boxes of Christmas lights to get one single unbroken line of incandescent bulbs, and then I end up making the antenna out of that. They have to be that way, otherwise they will not light up effectively if you have all this wire, because the wire ends up doing more of the power gets just into the wire than distributing into the bulbs to make the bulbs light up.
Yeah, you don't want to radiate anything.
No, I don't want to do that at all. I want a show. It's got to be
just on a
lit
Christmas
up.
display.
Come on, dude. What you know what I'm about, Tom? Come on, you know what we're doing out here.
Any of your neighbors like knock on your door and go, "Hey, you know your Christmas lights don't work properly"?
Well, no, what ends up happening is, I think a couple of times people are like across the street or something like that, and when I start putting power behind it, those lights get ridiculously bright, like stupid bright. And people will stop and look at them being like, what the hell is this? I think
they're looking out their window going, he's turned his collapsed sun on again.
Yeah. So like it literally starts turning into Clark Griswold with the pulling the power in, and it's bright for like 1 second, then the whole thing blows up. But like the big deal, I think, okay, so a lot of times we're using that outdoor camera, the security camera thing, but the problem is it switches over to low light and it makes them look artificially brighter, but it's not like real brightness. It's kind of like that weird low light glowy thing. I'm going to put a camera somewhere so you can actually see how bright they get, because that's the real proof of it, is like they get stupid bright, like really bright.
Be like, if you can see it from the moon, you can see it from anywhere.
Jeff Geeling just did a video with burning a hot dog on an AM broadcast tower, and he had he wanted to convert it in the sound into light, and he had this Arduino, and he was basically AM modulating an LED, and then using his phone and some DSP magic to convert it back. I wonder if you could actually do that, if when you're modulating sidebands through the Christmas light.
I don't think it works that way, but I could. No, I guess. I don't know.
I think it does.
I don't know. Because yeah, if you did it with AM, then it should work the same way.
Yeah, I was wondering, what mode do you use? Sideband, not AM?
So we usually start out with trying to make a couple of sideband contacts, but most of the time those don't work out that well. And also, sideband's too peaky. It's hard to control, like where you put the power. Because if I start putting the amp on, then you start driving the amp up, and then all of a sudden you start popping bulbs prematurely and not more like gradually. So FT8's really good because it's full duty cycle when it's transmitting, and you just start out low, and you just start cranking it up slowly until you get to, pop down, which is what we're going for. The
But
problem,
once you get to pop down, you can then switch to sideband. Then you're at 30% of that.
Yeah, I don't know. No, because once you pop a significant amount of them, the tuner won't play with them anymore. It's done. You just have
Yeah, well, they're open
segmented
circuit.
wires. Yeah, they're just all segmented at that point.
You ever try RIDI?
I think you have the same problem with RIDI. Well, it's not a problem. It's just full duty cycle, and so you're doing the same thing. But when you do FT8, then you get all this because then we can see how far we're propagating on the antenna, right? That's why, that's one of the cool factors about FT8 is that you transmit into the Christmas lights. It gets really bright, and you can see how well I'm propagating on the screen.
You're right. FT8 would be the best.
Yeah, right. Other
I
than
still think you run sideband.
Just live stream.
What was that? Panaham, go ahead.
I was just saying, if they haven't seen one of your live streams on the Christmas lights, they need to go watch it. It's just a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, I have to play around. Now that I have this amp, I have to actually go in and start playing around with the power settings on it to see if I can... Oh, the amp is on right... That's why. Okay, hold on. I was like, why am I
need to get an amplifier.
Like, why am I getting out so
I should use my
crazy?
full privileges.
The amp is doing a... I wonder if the tuner on this amp will deal with... This tuner might do it. This might be the whole thing. This might be the whole show right here. I'm going to have to test this.
It's too early for 40 meters, Josh.
I may have to build 2 Christmas light antennas to test out this amp.
How much power are you running on FT8?
Right now, only 100 watts. How much I can run is 500, and that's just because I have a 120 volt plug. Oh, that's literally what it is. Huh?
How much were you running just a moment ago? That's the real question.
150, I guess. I think, because the amp was on, but
Not bad.
it's docked back a little bit. So I'm gonna do. Yeah, we should do this live. Let's see if we can do this live. You know what would be great is if I could get the amp screen. That would be hilarious if ICOM had a DVI connector for the amp screen, so that I could put it on the screen on the show as well. So let me see if I can. Can I do? Yeah, I can. Okay.
Since Don's not here, I'll just go there. It needs to be DisplayPort, not DVI.
I know. No, don't get me wrong. Well, I mean, ICOM knows that because they just dropped the 7300 Mark II, right? So we're throwing out 100 watts, God, my noise floor is so high. So there's transmitting, and we'll give it a little bit. That's 100 watt transmit. Just straight up.
Here's a loaded question.
Yeah.
Should I put up a 2-element wire Yagi for 40 meters? Just statically pointed at the US?
Of course.
I mean, let's see where. Hold on, there we go. Yeah. Where are you again in Australia? I forget.
I'm in Adelaide.
Is that? See, now you got to help me out. Is that on the east
South
coast?
Australia.
Southeast.
See the boot that looks like Italy in the middle of
Oh
Australia?
yeah, you absolutely do. Yeah. That's Adelaide?
That's Adelaide.
Oh wow. Okay, well I learned something today. Thank you. So hypothetically, yeah, because I guess like I'm getting to South Africa right now on 100 watts, and you could probably get to me on 100 watts on 40, hypothetically? Maybe?
Yeah, no, I could. I just need some directivity.
A Yagi would give you that because, you get some gain out of it. Yeah, there you go.
That's right. And I was just thinking about the yard, and I've just looked at where I have to point it, and
Okay,
I reckon I could do it.
So I'm going to turn the amp on, and then I'm going to drop the power to like
The
50
correct
watts.
answer is if you have the space and the money, yes, you can do it.
Yeah, that is the right answer.
A wire Yagi for 40 meters is cheap. I'll probably build one for under $50.
All right, so I've turned the amp on, and I ducked the power on the drive to 50 watts.
No, I'm getting nowhere.
Oh.
Looks like all of the bands have actually died.
Oh, okay. So this amp is interesting.
But it's also what, Tom? About 2:30 in the afternoon over there.
Yep, 2:37.
So I'm having to do things with this amp and radio combo that it doesn't care. Oh, see, this is going to be a problem. I don't know how to deal with this yet. So what's happening is I'm decreasing the drive from the from my radio, and the amp's like, I don't care. I'm going to give you 250 watts. Whatever you're asking from me as the amp. Oh, wait. No, it doesn't care. Jesus. You don't have to drive this thing with anything. Oh, I have to get...
What amp is it?
It's the PW2. Icon PW2.
Oh, nice.
Okay, I am driving the PW2.
I don't have $9,500.
I'm driving this with 10 watts, and I'm getting 100 watts out, which is about, okay, fine. And then I can literally, like, just tappa, add more power into it, and I can watch it jump. I went from 10 to 13 watts, and it jumped to 150 to almost 200 watts output. I'm gonna blow Christmas lights way prematurely this year using this amp because I don't have the same control I have with the analog amp. To be honest with you, with the tube amp, I could increase drive and I can change the grid and all that stuff. Also, I could blow things up really quick with the grid too. But whatever. This is interesting. I don't know.
That tube amp never made it to my house.
Do you want it? Do you want to buy it? I'll sell it to you cheap. It's sitting here not doing anything. I put some new tubes in it.
Dude, I wish I wasn't joking with you. I wish I had that kind of cash. I could, but I can't.
Well, it depends on how much you think it is. I don't think it's going to be that expensive.
How much to ship to Australia?
I am not entertaining offers to ship to Australia.
I didn't think so.
I actually don't know what that would cost. I don't even know what that would cost to ship to Australia.
It'd be a lot of money.
Yeah, it would.
And then Tom would probably
What about
have to
Salem, Oregon?
No, continental U.S. is fine. The problem is getting it on a boat or a plane. That's the issue.
Yeah, the thing's going to arrive in pieces, and customs are terrible.
Somebody put some incandescent light bulbs in this. Those are illegal here, so we took them out and we broke them in the back, into the back area.
Well, it's like you can't ship anything to Australia. The only thing you can ship is illegal cigarettes. That's it.
You got all the 555s you want, man.
They just closed another 200 illegal cigarette places.
So, Josh, it's specifically the white bulbs you want, right?
The white bulb, the incandescent white bulbs, yeah, that you put in your amplifier. Absolutely, yeah, that's what you want. That's right.
Yeah, so chances are high you're going to get a nice present in the P.O. box this year.
But they have to be the bulbs, like the ones with the actual metal in it. They can't be They can't be LEDs. LEDs do not work. Actually, let's say this. Actually, that might be a good thing because I think I'm going to blow this antenna too early. So I will buy some of those LED bulbs and I will strip them out and see if we can put some power through them and test it. Because they will not emit light. LEDs will not emit light the way that incandescents do. I don't know if they'll emit any light.
Well, yeah, so the reason I was asking is that the incandescents are still pretty easy to come by here in Oregon.
So question, and I don't think it shows up. So James, I saw your comment and question. I can't make it pop up like the other ones, but he's asking, what if you use colored neon tube bulbs using the RF from the antenna to light them up? This was done from time to time with 11-meter radios. So I think the best example of that is using a like a mag loop. Incandescent bulbs light up really nicely with a mag loop, but I don't know that you'll still get some radiation into them, so you might get some effect, but I don't know that that's. I guess I'm not adding a sideshow right now. I don't know.
Have you tried walking near it with a fluorescent tube, just holding it?
I haven't. I have not done that. Also, because once I get the whole thing assembled, I try not to like mess with it. Once I know that it is an antenna, I try not to mess with it because the more I touch it and mess with it, I'm just gonna end up popping bulbs. So I don't want to do that. So I don't do all that. I do realize now. Okay, so I'm working through this in my head. This radio itself does 200 watts. So I can just turn the amp off, do 200 watts. See, this is Josh, big brain thinking, but I have to remind myself that on the holiday show, I like to have a little bit of beverages while I'm doing this. I have to make sure that I keep the amp off, and I got to walk it all the way up to 200 watts. And then everybody in the chat needs to remind me to walk it off of 200 watts before we just throw all the beans into it. Because once I turn this amp on, I got to start at 10 watts or lower and then walk it up. Because it bumps up
sticky
quick.
notes.
Come on, dude. Come on.
Yeah, sticky.
No,
just
we're not.
sticky note
We're
the
not
amp.
sticking
That
note.
way,
We're not sticking
yeah.
note anything. Come on now. Come on.
It was good enough for Apollo 13.
It's all you. You all gotta join me on this this party here.
Hey, here's a loaded question. Can you get 500 volt bulbs?
I have not seen it. No, I've never seen a 500 volt bulb. Come on now.
I mean, if they're not selling incandescents to residential, I doubt they're selling them to commercial.
Well,
hey,
I'm excited.
Josh.
Yeah.
Only overseas is 220. The United States is 110. They might have a point. If you went to overseas,
I didn't even think of that.
From Great Britain or Australia or wherever, you might get some 220s.
Do I need to send you some 240 volt Christmas lights?
Yeah. Okay. So, you're saying that the bulbs might be more resilient, is what you're thinking?
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Can you get incandescent?
Right.
Can you get incandescent bulbs in Australia? Are they proper incandescent?
I have no idea. I'll get back to you in a week.
I will send you money, dude, if you'll ship them to me. I will figure out a way to make this work. Get some I got illegal Australian bulbs for this antenna. That would be hilarious. That would be hilarious. I now have to have like an international source for bulbs. It can't be that way. You probably have you have to have like some kind of I don't know. I take it all back. I don't know. You tell me what you think. Like once you find out. I am well, it's the time is right. Go to your what do you got? What do you have for a home improvement store? Like where you're at?
Look, I've just sent it as a club bulletin.
Shut up.
I'll get the brains trust going.
Are the bulbs actually capable of higher voltage?
Well, they must be because they're 240 volt bulbs.
But okay, hold on, Tom. Didn't Australia rule out incandescents? Make them illegal back in like 08 or 09 or something like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get some bootleg. I want some bootleg ass 220 volt Australian bulbs. That's what I'm looking for. 240, even better. 240. That's right. 240, even better.
240, 50.
Tom,
remember, Josh, the bulbs are only illegal if you get caught.
And Tom's not going to find those at the Bunnings. Absolutely not.
Dude, I don't know, man. I don't know.
I might. South Australia is not as communistical as like Victoria or whatever. So,
dude, I bet you like in a couple of days I'm going to get a wild DM from Tom being like, dude, I got you some bulbs. All right, I got you some bulbs.
I got you some bulbs, mate.
Let me figure out how to get these.
What about the old school screw-in styles?
You can buy them on Amazon.
I'm not ready. Okay, so here's my thing.
That would take
I want two things to happen, right? I want two things to happen with the live stream. I want it to actually antenna, and I want a light show at the same time. Like I want to do all of that. And those incandescent little twinkle bulbs do well at that because they get real bright, but they also have like a decent amount of wire in between each bulb, and so they still antenna. Like they still do the contacts. Like I make FT8 contacts. The problem is if I get those big honkers on there, I'm not going to make any kind of contacts because my length of antenna will reduce significantly from some initial testing I've done. I may have to reassess the whole thing, but remember, if it's turning into light, it's not antennaing. It's not putting out RF.
It's making heat.
It's just making light, dude. It's making light and heat. That's right.
So Cyber Jason in the YouTube chat has a good point. So you can still find incandescent bulbs, but they're classified as other things, like an IR heating element. The import from AU could be imported as optical electromagnetic radiating elements. And then VA3HES says 1,000-watt par 64 old school stage lights. Josh, can you imagine doing a Christmas show with stage lights?
But again, they won't radiate. They'll just be light. We'll be turning RF into light, right? And light and heat. We still want it to do ham radio things. So that goes back to Jim, right? Jim, your ham radio Elmer here on YouTube. He literally made like a dipole with two incandescent bulbs that were like just opposed in a fixture. And yeah, they still radiate. They still will radiate some RF energy, but it's like how much of that is just getting soaked up into the bulb to create light. And that's a fun show, like a demonstration. But in my show, I have to like both show that contacts are being made and also that like lights get brighter, right? Like it's, I've been doing this for a little while. I have a certain methodology to what I'm doing. Took us a little while to get where we're at, but I feel like I know what you demand. I know what you demand as viewers.
This will be what, the 8th year now that you've done this?
I think so. That's crazy, dude.
I've seen 5 of them, and I love each one of them. I just never get around to doing it in January because I know I'm not going to do it in November.
Now, I mean, keep in mind, like, when we were doing this in the beginning, it was literally like a dipole that I just threw it over the top of my roof, and it was like, yeah, it lit up real good. And we learned from the dipole that the center connector of the coax, that's where all the lighting power came from. It wasn't until we got like to 500 plus watts on the amplifier where you saw it on the other leg of the dipole. So dipoles became really quickly like not cool. Like it wasn't as cool to transmit on a dipole. The Delta Loop was really good because you almost got the light all the way around. That was kind of the cool part about it. Is let's make the light go all the way around was the big thing. I think the curtain might get us the same effect, but I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I've got.
What year was the Delta, Josh? I kind of want to go watch that one again.
Dude, the Delta Loop was really good, but I blew it up way too fast. I blew it up way too fast. Super.
That was last year.
Yes, that was last year's bulb. Yep, that was last year's antenna.
So, have you contemplated designing antennas where there was both a non-light bulb leg next to a light bulb leg so that you'd have impedance and transmitting power, but not 100% of the RF into the bulbs?
I haven't strictly for the reason it's like going to a demolition derby race. You don't want a simultaneous race of other cars. You want the hot destruction of the demolition derby event happening. People yearn for the super bright and then death. Not like, oh, it's also a really good transmitter on the side. Like that's not I don't want to cheat it. Like it's literally an unbroken string of lights. Nothing more complicated than an unbroken string of lights, and we put as much power into them until they start popping. That's the whole idea. That's it.
So if we cheated a little and went with the tactical Delta Loop with the lights across the top, that's still doable though. 25 foot of goodness.
No. So I don't give myself any other consolation other than like a shack based tuner. That's all I do. I don't do anything other than
no other cheating. Okay.
No. Because again, like I'm not trying to make a good antenna out of this. It is just fun contraptions I can make with bulbs in the wire. That's all it is. I feel like you start to adulter it if you start trying to cheat it, you know what I mean? Like it's just a bunch of power that we throw at it over time and we hope the tuner can deal with it. There's multiple bits of faith that are all sprinkled throughout the whole setup as we're doing it. That's the whole game.
I think Demolition Derby is a good analogy there, Josh, because honestly, that's what I come for. I come to see the lights blow up.
That's right. Like you're like I don't want a complicated method. Again, I think I talked about the bulbs and like my whole repertoire of how I deal with them, and people are like, this is the worst video I've ever watched. I don't want to hear you talk about bulbs. Nobody cares about this. Because if it's not Christmas and me blowing up bulbs on very adjacent days of Christmas, nobody cares. Like nobody wants to hear about any of this. Nobody's really going to do it on their own. I'm sure there's some of you that might go off and do it. So like I'm talking about this more than I've ever talked about building those antennas. Because nobody cares. Nobody's watching those videos. It's a dead video if I post it.
It's not Christmas until Alec Rickman falls from Nagasaki Tower and Josh blows up Christmas lights.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, my FT8's all screwed up right now.
Can I ask an MCOM question?
You can. Go ahead.
I would be curious at some point to find out how much folks actually have 220 nets active, because this is a perpetual subject of discussion. And I've never seen any actual data on it. Like, so you just pick counties at random and say, hey, do you have, a 220-based voice system? I have no idea what the answer to that is.
I don't know.
I can't answer the net question, but we have multiple 220 repeaters here in the, Pacific, Oregon, Salem, Portland area that are easily reachable. No problem.
I think I'm with Maple Leaf. I don't know that all hams even understand that 220 is a band they can operate on. Let alone that, Oh yeah, we can do all this complicated stuff on it. Like I don't know.
I just historically know that it's been a band, and now it's less of a band.
I mean, that's true.
Well, this is why it comes up, because you get folks that pop up on the nets after an event occurs. And so one of the arguments in favor of moving, county MCOM stuff to 220 is that you literally don't have as many people who can get in your way.
What are some good radios for 220 though? Because I'm not familiar. I mean, I have my VX8R that does 220, but I don't know of any other, especially handhelds, that are 220 capable.
Alinco, where's my Alinco boy?
Yeah, D75 is one, but yeah, not sure everybody wants to buy that.
Or most of the Kenwood radios will do 220. But the biggest problem with 220 is that, a lot of people forget that only us here in the U.S. can use it. All the guys on the other side don't have access to 220.
There you go. Alinco DRCS25.
There's a constant net on 220 here, but it's the DAB radio band.
Josh, I'm gonna one up you on that price. Motorola CDM 1550 for $164.
Also,
Is that a CDM 1550 LS Plus?
Just the LS.
Are we getting this on eBay? What are we doing?
Yeah, on eBay. There's also it's a little less, little more.
CDM 1550?
Yeah,
those are all mono band 70 centimeter.
So there are some rare 220 ones out there.
I'm not seeing them. I'm scrolling through it. Oh, so you got to look for this. You got to hunt for them.
Yeah, just a little bit, but it's cheaper.
Okay, Frank, I was just showing HRO that has stock of these radios. Like, you can buy them right now. And you're saying, like, go on an expedition to hunt for a unicorn radio that no one owns.
You want to use a unicorn band, you got to find the unicorn radio.
No, you can just go buy the Alinco. The Alinco works really well. The Alincos are great.
I get confused with all the CDM numbers, but there's a 10-meter one. There's a 10 meter, there's a 6-meter one.
Yeah, but they're like FM only, right?
Yeah, they're FM only.
I just need, I guess, to do a deep dive into the rig picks database to find all the 220 rigs.
Good luck.
Don't get the TYT TH9000.
There's not a lot of them.
The TYT TH9000 has a specific firmware squelch problem that renders the radio useless.
Hey, Josh.
Hey.
I have a question. So I've been watching like your content since like 2019 when I first got into like amateur radio based stuff.
What's up, man? Thanks for watching.
And I just have like a general question here. What's a good like tips or whatever to actually start getting a license?
Go to hamstudy.org and start taking practice exams, or are you looking just to get the license, or do you just want to be like radio competent kind of thing? Like, what are you looking for?
Kind of like, I don't know. I'm kind of like a bit of like electronic nerd as it is, so probably like, I don't know, radio competent.
Mm-hmm. So it's really tough because clubs, depending on the club you find out there, like they vary significantly on how good they are. Really, like, just being truth with you. There are a number of clubs. It's like, just a lot of guys that just want to keep doing what they're doing. Do you know, like, what interests you in amateur radio? Since you've been watching since 2019, like, what seems cool to you right now?
I kind of like interested in like the whole DMR and P225, like phase 2, like stuff like that, like encryption based level.
Okay, perfect. So my channel really doesn't talk about a lot of that stuff. So the fact you mentioned that, it's like, okay, great. I know that you like that. So the big answer, where do you live? Like, are you, if you don't mind me asking, what city are you in?
I'm like in like Olympia, like Washington.
Okay. God, see, okay, this is why I was like, oh yeah, join a club. So it depends, right? Because if the club is not really into like repeater use, P25, different modes like DMR, then that's not really a good answer for you.
I live in the Seattle area. There's tons of DMR repeaters here. We have a whole DMR network. Look for the Pacific Northwest DMR repeater network. There are DMR repeaters all over. I can hit one from inside my house.
I get that one.
Huh?
Excuse me. Yeah, I get that one.
I don't know how much. I know that we do have some P25 repeaters, but I don't really use those much at all.
Don't you have like usually have to have like a hotspot? Usually like Ethernet that goes into your router.
No,
Really?
the hotspot is just there to replace the repeater. So if the repeater is doing DMR, you can communicate directly to the repeater, but the repeater might not support the talk groups that you want to be on.
Yeah, that makes sense now. Yeah.
That's why people go.
I mean, you can get permit if.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
If you're outside of range of any repeaters, you can. The Pacific Northwest DMR people will let you connect a hotspot to.
Like local one, you just hit up and actually do a test or anything.
I mean, there are still local tests that are done, but you can test online. In fact, the easiest way to test is online now.
I see.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah, man. Well, good luck. Keep pushing.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, we're going to head on over, say hi to our YouTube friends, and then we're going to, I think, rock on out of here because I'm going to go do the podcast. So first on the list here is Bill, Ham Radio Tectonics, our YouTube friend. How's it going, man?
I didn't update the list quick enough. He just dropped as well.
Oh, Bill. I missed you, man. All right, next is Chris, Radio and Life. How's it going, dude? Are you there?
It's going, Josh. In the middle of a bunch of different projects right now. One of them is with the 706, but having a little question actually for you and for the chat. I'm going from a vertical to a box antenna with a 80-meter off-center fed dipole balun, basically. I'm going to be laying on my roof. I have a lot of RF noise in the area, and I'm just trying to get rid of it, basically, so I can get it on an HF.
Chasing down RFI is a pain in the butt, so I hear you.
Well, I found out where some of the RFI is coming from. It's actually the power grid because of old transformers and stuff in my area. And also to the west of me, there is a big RF billboard, basically. So I'm just trying to get it so it's a little bit less noisy so I can actually hear some of the QRP, people and other things for MCOM and everything else.
Okay. Right on. Well, thanks for joining us.
But other than that, we're going to see what happens, and I'm going to be starting to learn how to do Morse or CW, basically. Go back to that, and we'll see what happens.
Nice. All right. Next is Frank. How's it going, man?
Sure, the link drops. There we go. It is going. I had my usual Fridays with Frank. Oh, I'm a little too hot on the microphone. I almost forgot. I moved the microphone around again, so I've been adjusting things. Fridays with Frank, every single Friday at this point. Having fun with that. I had no jamming this past week on the NorCal swap. I was very happy for that.
Wow.
They're still out there. They are still out there. They just didn't jam this past week, so I was thankful for that. other than that, not too much going on. Still working on a couple videos that I really need to push through and get out, but work takes priority, and I'm busy with that half the week. Ham Radio Kids Table. We will be live at 5 Pacific for an hour this Wednesday, and we're out there every Wednesday. And it's going to be a very interesting live stream this Wednesday. That's all I'm going to mention about that for myself and Grayman Poda, who I got the list updated there, Josh, while Chris was talking. So the list is now current.
I have Tom in my DMs
Already.
That I'm literally replying to. You ended too fast.
I can keep going. Not a problem.
You're good. I'm back now. Next is Mark Boondock Echo. How's it going, man? Are you there, Mark? Mark's a local
I am.
boy, so there you go.
I was not expected to come on this.
Oh yeah, this is really light. There's nobody here right now. We're all just hanging. It's the skeleton crew.
So
Yeah.
Mark, you want to know what it is? Mikey is out with his girlfriend right now, touring the southern states. So he's distracted. So he's not here to take up all the time.
Mikey? Who's Mikey?
Mike, KMRD, K-Murder.
Who's his girlfriend?
Well, I don't think he wants me to tell. Josh, I'll tell you, but it's an inside joke. For those that know it, they know it.
Like the same girlfriend?
Girlfriend is in quotations.
Oh, okay. Yes, I know.
I talked to Mike the other day on POTA. He said he was out with his friend at a new park.
That might have been before he left, Tim.
Well, hello, Mike's friend. Hi.
He was in Louisiana.
She doesn't live there. She lives more north. Okay,
Anyway,
hey,
Mark,
go ahead. How you doing, buddy? How you doing?
I don't know what's happening right now. I'm good, man. I'm good. We've been fighting technology this week, but it's working out pretty well. We are burning in some servers, so just running them for a week. And I've got a really cool thing I'll share with you guys in a second. But we're going to run them for a week to make sure everything works before shipping them off to PD and FD client. So that's exciting. Casey has new firmware for the Boondock Echo that we're going to beta test with 2 of your listeners. So they're already shipping out now. And once they get them, get the devices, I'll hopefully be able to tell them how to bring them up, and they'll get to check it out. And if everything goes well, we'll roll it out to everybody else. So that's pretty exciting.
That is cool. Right on.
This week, I've been working on something, but I'm hesitant to release it just because of the potential trouble people could get in. I've been programming the HackRF to transmit on multiple channels at once. And the reason I'm doing this is so that we can, by the way, this needs to be done in an RF tint so the signals don't escape. But we could transmit on, say, 6 radio frequencies at once, just replace some old fire department, police department audio, and then we're going to get all of the RF noise mixed in as well. So we're going to get imperfect audio going into these boxes, which then will let us do a lot more rigorous testing and some more interesting testing than we can do before. With transcription, we want to get it in a far better state than it currently is, and you just can't train with perfect audio. So this will allow us to do it. So it's kind of exciting. If you want to go to our GitHub, there's working code up there now for the HackRF. But I don't know if I'm going to leave it public or if I'll keep it private, just because I can only imagine people getting in trouble with this and broadcasting on multiple frequencies or channels at the same time.
I hear you. Yeah. Right on, man.
Do you have ML-based noise generation?
No, not yet. This is just proof of concept. This code's a couple days old. There's all sorts of stuff that's going to get added to it. Right now, it can generate, I don't know, 100 kilohertz spacing as long as you're inside of that, and it'll do CTCSS codes. DCSS isn't working yet, so the squelches aren't going. And as far as putting in noise and all that other stuff, that'll come later. It's probably been running for 2 hours solid at this point, and that's an accomplishment so far.
Right on.
Yeah. So thanks.
Well, I appreciate you, and I realized I didn't put the page up there, so I corrected that. Go check out Boondock Echo. I will drop the link as well. No, the link is already in there. So, yeah, go check them out. Appreciate you. All right. Well, thank you so much. Next is, I think,
Bulbs in parallel at the end.
Tim, Radio Brotherhood. How's it going, man?
Hello, gentlemen. No, everything's good. Been doing a lot of activations, trying to do one almost every day. I live in an area where I have a park half a mile to my right and another park 5 miles up the road. But I've been going out to this place called Roy Lake up in the hills. It's about an hour from here. But I've been testing out different antennas. I've been using the POTA Performer, and that one seems to be working really well with just 2 raised, tuned radials. And now I just finished building the Challenger, and I'm taking that one out tomorrow and try it out. Trying to get a few in before the snow starts flying out here. So far, it's been pretty dry in South Dakota, so it's a little chilly out there, but I've been trying to get a few activations in, and I could do it from my car, but I've been trying to use my 7300 out on the bench, and I've been utilizing that Hammers Pro software with the rig control. It really works nice out there on the bench when you don't have to touch the VFO if you want to go park to park with somebody. And then, you can post and spot yourself right from the software. So I've been liking that. So anyway, other than that, everything's good. And I did talk to Mike in Louisiana just a day ago, yesterday maybe. Said he was out there with a friend in a new park.
Nice. Well, yeah, he's having fun out there, so that's good for him. Well, I appreciate you joining us, and best of luck on your channel. Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and appreciate your input too, because I think we saw you earlier in there. Okay, so I think we got to the bottom of the list. So is there anybody who has an MCOM hack, emergency communications hack, that they want to share? This is going to be your last call to try to get in there. Otherwise, I'm going to head out and grab the wife, and we'll go do the podcast right now.
I'll throw one simple one in there. If you use an MCOM on HF for whatever reason, follow Dr. T. Apparently,
that's a good call. Yeah.
Apparently, we're still getting hit with a lot of blows. She just posted something an hour ago, and there's a lot of high-tech words in there, and I get most of it, but we're just one of the sentences she wrote is, "This is why we are seeing the wake of the core now." So yeah, we're still getting hit very hard. So MCOM on HF, pay attention to Dr. T. Absolutely.
Okay, so she's wearing a red sweater. Kids.
We have a whole train of solar storms.
So
and
my
some
thing
of them
was
are
on
their way to
Twitter that I
Earth,
saw it on.
with some fast solar wind clearing.
So this is 8 days ago. She's wearing a wedge. Okay, so I don't know if everybody understands this, but if Dr. T wears a red shirt, red of any kind, it's a bad time for ham radio operators. Did everybody not know this? That's the secret sauce of Dr. T. If you see red, you're seeing red on your radio. It's not working. So just there's the secret tip.
The way, plus big
Is there a
X
whole array of
flares
colors
and
with
a whole
meanings or
host of
just
regions
red?
on the sun's
It's just
far
red.
side that'll keep us.
Well, I take that back. That's all I know. For a ham radio operator, that always means bad times is code red. If she has a red shirt on, sweater, or otherwise, like, that's what people are looking for. That's what hams are looking for.
And if I remember correctly, that comes from people in chat during Ham Nation going, "Oh no, she's wearing red. It ain't gonna be good."
Every time. I don't know if she's doing it on purpose or not, but this was 8 days ago. The sun
Hey, but
vomited.
this one she's worn an orange shirt.
The sun has vomited all over us in the last week. Bad times for radio propagation.
No, hang on. There are meanings.
What's that, Tom?
There are meanings. She's got a black shirt here and conditions are good. She's got a blue shirt here and conditions are sort of not the best, but okay.
Mm-hmm.
There are meanings to the shirt.
I think there are. I think she has there's some lore going on here. She's lore building right now.
And
she's wearing an orange shirt here, and that was like a big fart, but it didn't
So
break everything.
you're talking orange. This is a very tomato red shirt to me. Do you see orange here?
No. There's a red. No, I'm looking at a month ago. She's wearing an orange shirt here.
Orange just seems like danger. You're in the danger zone, like the whole thing.
And Josh, I will say this. She has admitted that she does play off of the Ham Nation crowd.
Oh, yeah.
So,
the drinking game?
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Oh, yeah.
The drinking. Yeah, she
And
knows
shirts,
what we're doing out there.
Oh, yeah. It's
she
fun.
knows.
But yeah, she posted an hour ago to Twitter, and it's gonna be dicey for a little while longer. She says back-to-back G5 storms is just crazy. So we're just now getting hit by the solar storm that was launched on November 14th. So there you have it, folks. It's not going to be fun on HF for a bit.
All right, so we're over at Tamitha's page on X, and yeah, looking a little hot.
Hey Josh, I just looked at your last Christmas light antenna, and I'm not happy with it. So
the Delta Loop?
No, it's not the antenna itself.
Yeah,
it's what you've used to build the antenna.
Oh, okay. What did I do?
I reckon there's a better way to do this with bigger bulbs. And they won't blow as much.
Okay. Let's talk.
But they're not technically Christmas lights. They're outdoor garden lights. But you buy them, and then you buy a multicolored light bulb pack, right? So they're all E12 screw-in type Edison screw. 12
the Edison
type bulbs.
bulb. The Edison bulb. Yeah, I mean, Again, I
want that's the way to do it next time, John.
I want a balance between.
I think you're missing the spirit of the whole live stream. There.
You're starting like my outdoor bulbs are Edison bulbs, and they get like the good mood lighting.
But if you make them multicolored, they're Christmas lights.
But I don't want the multicolor. I want the white incandescence. That's what we're looking for. We want the.
Oh, we'll get white ones. That's fine. Get the white ones.
No, but the Edison bulbs are like very yellow. They start at very low Kelvin rating.
Well, they're not Edison bulbs. They're just Edison screw type. Well, you can get whatever you want.
Okay. Tom, I will.
But I'm just saying, I reckon this is the way to.
I will look to your DMs to enlighten what you're talking about.
I rang an electrical engineer to ask what the best way to build a Christmas light antenna was, and he said, "Hang on a second, I'm just getting out of hospital." But then he gave me the answer.
Okay, so these are the lights. This is the see. Here's the problem.
Oh, hang on. Yeah, there we
go. Okay, so my problem is, you see how this is a twin-fed light bulb, right? It's a dual lead fed light bulb set. Looking at the.
They're not all in series.
Well, but see, that's the thing, right? When I do my video, I have one leg of the bulb is one side of the wire, and the other leg of the bulb is the other side of the wire, and they keep going. right? So I would
Well,
have to break these apart to achieve the same effect. Otherwise, I'm cheating.
Well, they're just light socket. They should just be light sockets in series.
No, but then I'm cheating, right? Because now I have extra radiating wire that's part of the antenna system. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I lost you.
Anyway, I'll come up with an answer.
No, you keep cutting out. Are you still there?
Hello, hello, hello.
Yeah, you're cutting out a little bit. But you see what I'm talking about?
Oh, it's probably this headset. Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
So, like, when I take those incandescent bulbs, like, there's a string of line, and then they culminate into the bulb, and I just make an unbroken set of bulb and line and bulb and line, end to end.
Well, that's what I thought these were.
Twin lead. Well, no, there's twin lead in the middle of it, right? It's a twin lead fed bulb. So where does
I'll find something better. But that was just an example that I found like quickly.
And yes, this is an AI image.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about, you know, like we go from the slot type and we find something more common, a more common type, you know, an E12. I pick that because that is the common type, and then go from there. And then because then you can put different bulbs on, and you might get.
I'm not having a problem. I'm not having a problem sourcing them. I'm not having a problem sourcing the incandescent. But I was curious about the voltage difference between our countries, right? That was a curiosity.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
I see. Yeah. Okay.
220 volt bulbs that you can buy and just get them in the US.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say, hell, I got those in the backyard right now. Go ahead, comment.
You know, I just enjoy your light bulb or Christmas light thing every year because I've been watching it for the last 3 years and I laugh every time they blow up.
Well, thank you. That's the whole goal. The whole goal is that you guys all have fun at my tremendous amount of time that I spend on trying to make this fun. Because it's supposed to be fun. I do like setting some ground lines, but at the same time, I am totally okay finding the same twinkle incandescent bulb for the Australian market that will handle the higher voltage. I'm totally on board with that. I just don't think they exist.
I'd love when you could put a kilowatt through.
Yeah, that would be
a Christmas light antenna that you could put a kilowatt through and it would work. And it wouldn't break.
See, that's the thing, though, is they have to break at the end. And right now, with what I have, I don't have a full kilowatt. I have not I have not needed a full kilowatt. So if we get to a point where I can't pop those bulbs, that is also a problem.
All right,
that's also a problem.
I'll compromise. We'll build an 800-watt one.
Okay. I'm dead.
And then over 800 watt, we'll look at the voltage rating and we'll see what we can do.
I'm interested. I wonder. See, this is the thing I wonder is that those incandescent bulbs that I use, I wonder if it's the same bulbs that you guys use. They're just wiring difference, whatever. Like
they probably are.
They're probably the same thing. Like they can't be manufactured.
It's not the
There's
voltage
no
that's
way.
blowing them.
You know what I mean? There's no way that they're cooking out millions of these suckers and like, oh no, this is the 110 voltage and this is a 240. Like it's just not. It can't be real. It can't be real. Right?
I think it's literally because I mean, how many volts would it be at the end? You know, it'd be at least 500 volts. That was what I pulled out of the air.
So, Josh, a thought experiment.
Mm-hmm.
You could potentially just take, a string of lights and sacrifice it to the 220 inverter in your truck and just see what happens.
Just plug them in? Oh, actually, that's not a bad idea.
Or your washing machine connector.
No, my truck is like the best proving ground for everything because right out of the back, I just got 240. Just plug it in, man. You're good. It'll take care of itself. It's not going to burn itself up with some light bulbs. That's actually not a bad idea because I could probably bodge up a little converter. That's actually a really good idea. Like, well, no, I take that back. Like, what does it really matter? Because I know that I can just take 110s and just blow them up. Like, it doesn't. I don't need to test it on 240. So I would need Australian bulbs and then test those.
So
yeah.
What it will determine is if the bulbs are the same or not. Because if ours, light up on 220 and there's no problem, then you know that the Australian bulbs aren't going to give you any more power output.
I see. Yes. Okay. I might. If I was a better YouTube creator, I would build a whole multiple videos that led into the Christmas light, video, and then
give us the theory on light bulbs, John.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just I just put the power down the wire and I just ride with it. I just ride with that power. That's what I'm doing.
But I think my mate's suggestion of just putting the end bulbs, a whole bunch of them in parallel, that's probably the way to go to stop it from blowing.
Oh, and well, yeah, if you put them in parallel, but that's not the point. We want them in series because if you got to do it in series. You got to do it in series. That's the whole thing.
Just the end. Just make it more resilient at the end, and then when you get bored and you get to the end of Christmas, just disconnect the ones that are in parallel and just watch it blow up. Just make it more resilient over the event, so then you get more contacts, and then more people get Christmas QSL cards.
I see what you're saying. I don't like it, but I see what you're saying, and it does make sense.
So
the only difference between US 220 and Australian 220 or Australian 240 is the 50-60 hertz thing.
Also, ours are usually split phase system, whereas Australian is single phase, right?
Oh yeah, it's 3 phase.
Yeah. Okay.
It has to be if it's 240. It's got to be 3 phase, right?
Well, you don't have an Earth return.
Okay, if the Australian Christmas lights use the same bulb as the U.S., I would assume it will have around double the number of bulbs to take. That's also a good point. Well, okay, but here's the thing. Do you know how much power I've put into some of these bulbs? It's insane. It's insane the amount of power that I put into some of these bulbs. It is what was probably the brightest we ever got it? It might have been the end fed. The end fed got really bright. The phased array got real bright too, and I put I put almost everything I had into that phased array until it started popping, and they got really bright. So I'm almost wondering, it's do they just does it really matter? Do they really care? What if we just make one bulb? I don't know that they're making different bulbs, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's right. 230 volts to neutral. Yeah. Single phase.
Yeah.
All
right.
And you use 2 phases to get your 220.
2 phases to 220, yeah. All right, I think I'm going to wrap up here, guys, because I'm going to go hopefully record the podcast. We'll see how the missus is feeling.
Yeah, so our 220 is what is called a split phase. So there's 2 separate rail lines, and to get 220, we have to jump across both rail lines.
Yeah, my kid just knocked over the whole. Okay, we're good.
So you don't have a return Earth. Hello. And it's Earth at the house.
All right, I'm gonna head out here, guys. I think I'm gonna go figure out how the rest of this evening is going. Hopefully, do the podcast. So I'm gonna say goodnight to y'all in 73.
73, Josh.
Cheers, man, 73.
73, Josh. And just a quick reminder for Leia that there are those of us who do not celebrate Christmas.
Are you celebrating Hanukkah, or what are we doing?
I'm Jewish.
Yeah. We support Hanukkah, but why do I have to tell Leia that? What do you mean? Remind Leia?
Well, it just seems like I'm behind a couple of podcasts. It seems like one of the podcasts, but
send her an email. Why are you telling? I am not the messaging service. You send it an email. Leia@hamtactical.com, and let's talk about that on the podcast. All right.
All right, I'll send an email.
All right, there you go, buddy. All right, 73, everybody. Thank you for watching on the Discord. Appreciate you. Take it easy. See ya.
Later, Josh.
All right, I'm done here. We are gonna go get ready. I'm still. You know what's hilarious is I'm gonna wrap this whole thing up. I'm gonna get all done, and I'm gonna like DTMF, and it's gonna like, oh, there's all my messages. I promise you this thing works, but it is also fussy. So maybe it's not the best emergency communications tool. That's probably a true statement. Yeah. Reminder, we're talking about that guy. But I will say that one of the coolest things, the little circle sticker, right? So if you, just nailed it. Pulled up the instruction manual immediately. That was a shortcut that I made using NFC tags. You could do this with all your radios. So the VGC, the Baofeng Mini, whatever, the Mayhem. You can pull up the GitHub, like just click it, boop, and then pull up the instruction manual. You can make a shortcut on your phone. Super, super easy. And that's what I do for a lot of stuff that it's like, I can't remember how all this stuff works. And that's one of the things. Anyway, I am Josh, KI6NAZ. Thanks so much for watching. I will talk to you real soon. 73. Podcast time, everybody. Later. I won't have NFC turned on my phone. Why? Can you tell me why in the chat before I wrap up? Because I don't see any risk there. Easy to get hacked. Is it? Is it though? Is it? You understand that like your receiving side has to have some kind of a shortcut defined with it, right? Like so I have set this, I've made the shortcut for that tag. If you tap a tag, it's not going to make you go to some secret website that will take your identity and steal your credit card. Right? Like you're not. It doesn't work that way. They don't work that way. By the way, before you completely write them off, go look into programming NFC tags for yourself, not if you scan them. Whole different thing. Whole different thing. Take it easy, everybody. I will talk to you later. 73. See ya. There it is. Tom got it. Now I can't protect you from that. But kidneys are very vulnerable. Again, that's not how these tags work. You are programming them. You're not making malware URLs in your tags. If you are, then you've played yourself, folks. 73. Take